Are live. We are live. You are back, still sitting on live in the DTV. We are joined by Miss Lisa Smith, who is our whole plant-based, whole plant, our natural whole food plant-based coach and speaker, and is joining us today to talk about. You want it up? You want it higher? Okay, you got it. My engineer's helping me out. That's too close. That's too close. I want it further away. All right. As long as they can hear us, we're good? All right. Who is a whole food plant-based coach, author, and speaker, as we said before, and she is joining us now. Good morning, Miss Lisa.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So you're a whole food plant-based coach and speaker. How do you combine those two? Like, people are always trying to, especially on social media and with this diaspora of that, trying to combine their two different interests, and it just looks crazy. But you always make yours look like flawless, like it actually fits and meshes together. How does one do that?
Well, it's quite easy because whatever you're passionate about and whatever you've developed mastery in, it's actually quite easy to then get booked to speak to, for people to want you to come on platforms like this and share your knowledge, share your information, share your perspective in the industry.
Right.
So, coaching is all about increasing our proximity to the expert, and speaking is really about introducing our perspective to the prospects, right? And so when someone hears you speak, someone hears you articulate your mastery in a certain subject matter, typically they then want to increase their proximity to you by now coming into a coaching program or one of your offers. So, speaking and coaching are like peanut butter and jelly.
Okay.
Sugar-free jelly.
Sugar-free jelly. Sugar-free jelly. Yes, because you're a whole food plant-based coach.
Yeah.
So somebody said, well, I'll shop at Whole Foods, so I'll be fine. I don't need all her training and everything. But what is that? Tell us more about whole food plant-based coaching and the lifestyle itself.
Yeah, so I'm a whole food plant-based vegan. I don't eat any animal products. I don't consume any meat, any poultry, any seafood, any dairy, but I also don't consume any refined sugar either. And so the reason is because of the vast increase in chronic disease when you consume that saturated fat, when you consume that cholesterol, when you consume that sugar. All of that increases your chances of things like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, obesity, high cholesterol, kidney failure. And for me, the biggest thing is my brain. So it also increases your chances for neurological issues, recall issues, dementia. And so I primarily eat to protect both my body from the neck down, but also my mind, so from the neck up, right? And so it is a very healthy and a beautiful lifestyle if you truly, truly practice it, meaning you're eating whole foods, not junk food, not vegan junk food, not processed crap, but really eating whole foods. And so I fell in love with it when I was a personal trainer, decided to retire from personal training, became a nutritionist, and then I just went full on into nutrition, started creating my own coaching programs, and then I eventually created my own plant-based certification, the first to be founded by a person of color. And it has been a beautiful journey just working to heal marginalized communities from some of these lifestyle diseases that we don't have to live with.
Right. Now tell us about that coaching program. The first, you said the Creative Plant Protocol. So what is that?
The Plant Protocol is a plant-based coaching certification. So it is for plant-based vegans who are interested in packaging their passion and their lifestyle into a specialized plant-based coaching business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're what's the number one mistake people make when trying to eat healthy? I hear a lot, you just turn it off, it's like a switch, can you do that?
Yeah.
Or should it be more of a shift, like, okay, let's go into this one day at a time, one step at a time?
Yeah, how quickly you move should be determined by what you're battling. So should we just go cold turkey? Absolutely, if your body and your mind is already compromised. So I think the number one mistake people make when they're trying to get healthy is believing that everything in moderation is a safe approach. Okay. So be thinking that if I just eat a little less fast food, if I just eat a little less sugar, then I'm really making a difference. But when you are already compromised, meaning you've been diagnosed with something, you have an autoimmune disease, you have a disease, you are on medication, thinking that I can have a little bit of the stuff that naturally kills us slowly, to me is not the best approach.
Right.
to trying to combat them. So if you really want to treat whatever you're dealing with lifestyle, you have to do the work to up in your lifestyle, as opposed to making small incremental changes that make you feel better, but it's not really moving the scale. Whether that scale is your weight, whether that scale is markers for inflammation in your body, whether that scale is your blood pressure. You might feel better about adding a salad on the side of your, fried chicken, but in the real world, you actually have to get the fried chicken off the plate if you want those arteries to dilate and that blood to flow again.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And while we're talking about dieting and then making the change, let's say someone says they just heard of veganism, right? The lifestyle, because they want to change, but they're looking into, they still want that taste. So they want to try the Beyond Meats and whatnot. So that plant-based dieting 101, and fully what is that? It's not just going to veganism, but using all the soy and tofu products. What is plant-based? Can you go into a book?
Yeah, well, first of all, there's nothing wrong with soy. So people have been told that, we shouldn't eat soy for hormones, but the phytoestrogens that are present in the soy attach to the beta receptor on our cell. We have an alpha receptor and we have a beta receptor. Okay. The alpha receptor is the one that's going to promote disease. The beta receptor is the safe one, and that's what the soybean attaches to. So soy is not a bad thing. Okay. But when it comes to what's like, can I eat the Beyond Meats and all of the vegan processed food? Those things are one of two things. Number one, they are transition foods. So can you have them if you're coming from a meat-based diet? As you transition over to a whole food plant-based diet? Absolutely, sure, right? You can have them in transition, but as far as like making them a staple part of your diet, you're just eating processed vegan food, that is not the optimal way to live. So for me, that stuff is junk food. But then also, a lot of those things were actually not created for vegans. They were created for meat eaters to help them maybe get a little more comfortable with removing animals out of their diet, and showing them that, things can potentially taste the same with, the right processing. But if you are truly a whole food plant-based vegan and you've already trained your palate to enjoy, black beans, sweet potatoes, quinoa, and avocado, that's highly processed stuff is not good.
The quinoa I still fight with, but everything else you said is pretty good. The navy beans, avocados, everything else sounds good. So what is, just because you said just because you can live with a disease doesn't mean you should. And then we know that the food, like you said, you want to protect your brain, you want to protect your cells, you want to protect your alphas and your betas. The food is information that you're sending to your body.
Yeah.
So what is something that you do, or for our diabetics out there, or people with high blood pressure, to switch that information to better information just today with the dairy products and all those things?
Yeah, so first is understanding the severity of what you're battling. Most people don't even know what it means to have heart disease or what it means to have type 2 diabetes. They just know sugar high. Right. So first, getting a better understanding around what exactly is this disease. Like, what does it mean to be overweight? See, some people don't consider being overweight a health risk when it 100% is. What does it mean to have an autoimmune disease? What does that mean? What's happening in my body? And so having a thorough understanding of what you're truly combating is number one, because most of the things that the majority of the people in this country combat are things that are reversible, but we have normalized managing something that we don't have to live with. Like, you don't have to live with obesity, you don't have to live with diabetes, you don't have to live with hypertension, like you don't have to live with high cholesterol, like you don't have to treat it with medication. Like, you can literally change your daily habits and put these things in remission. Right? Is there a genetic component? Absolutely. But for the majority of people, genetics is not what's happening here. It's literally their habits every single day that's causing the disease. It is not your DNA. And so when I say, people shouldn't live with something that's reversible, it's exactly what they mean. What that means is, like, why suffer when you could just change your diet, when you can change your lifestyle? And it's not just diet, just to be clear, like, diet is not a panacea, right? And so you also have to have purpose, you have to have alignment, you have to have healthy relationships, you have to have love and intimacy in your life. You obviously have to have exercise. There's a whole host of things that goes along with your diet. But for someone who is, battling a certain condition, I would first implore you to understand, for example, that diabetes, for example, is not a carbohydrate or a sugar issue, it's a fat issue. So the reason that the sugar can't get out of your blood into your muscle and liver cells is because of fat.
Right.
So we need to get saturated fat out of your diet. We need you to lose weight, right? And so those are the type of things, because people manage the wrong part of the process when they don't understand the disease that they have.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, if it's not getting too personal, when you came to decide that you were going to be a plant-based vegan, what were you dealing with anything yourself to make you come to that decision that maybe you could share with our viewers again, if it's not too personal?
Oh no, I wasn't dealing with anything, so not personal at all. I started studying nutrition as a personal trainer, and so it was just I was studying for professional reasons. And so before I went vegan, I lost 65 pounds just from exercise and changing my diet, but I did that before I gave up animal products. But going vegan, no, I had absolutely no pre-existing conditions, no health issues. The biggest benefit that I personally got, because I was already at a healthy weight, was how my mind worked. So extremely sharp, creativity, recall, no brain fog. I'm able to focus on the task, so like concentration. I don't have to jump around. My mind is clear. I'm articulate. Everything is sharp. And so for me, the biggest benefit was 100% how my mind worked.
Absolutely. Okay. And for the people that I'm sure the question you get every day as a vegan, how do you get your nutrition?
Yeah, so you don't get nutrition from animals. Animals are a middleman, so you don't get protein from meat. You get protein from plants, and the animals eat the plants. So we're just cutting out the middleman. So there's no need to eat animals to get all of the micronutrients that you need to thrive. The only thing that doesn't come from a plant is vitamin B12, and that's a microorganism that lives in the soil. So you get everything you need from eating fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, water, fiber. And you get regular blood work done to confirm that you're good. But as far as like needing meat in order to get any type of sustenance, the animal is typically just the middleman who eats the plants. And so we just go straight to the source.
Exactly. So what are some of those protein-based plants that someone can start putting in their diet now?
Yeah. So legumes are going to be the first one that's going to give you the biggest shot. So legumes are things like beans, lentils, chickpeas. Like you get protein from quinoa, you get protein from the tofu, edamame, the soybean. You get protein from hemp seeds. You get protein from watermelon, from broccoli. Like I've literally never had a student or client, and I've coached hundreds of people who have ever had a protein deficiency. Protein is the least of your worries. Again, gorillas are vegans. Like they don't even eat animals. Like there's giant animals who don't eat animals, and they clearly have muscles and are thriving. You don't need to eat chicken or fish or turkey to get protein. They are simply the middleman.
Yeah. As they say, the biggest, strongest animals in the world, like you said, gorillas and elephants and rhinoceros.
Vegans.
Are all vegans, vegetarians. They eat plants.
Yeah, they eat plants. And yes, protein is nothing but amino acids. So amino acids comes from plants, right? And so you don't need to eat saturated fat or cholesterol or hormones from an animal just to get protein. It just doesn't even make sense.
So what's a typical day in your diet? Like, what do you generally put on your plate? Because I'm hearing a lot of plant-based things, legumes. You talk about eating your beans and that. But what's typically on your plate in a day? What do you eat in a day?
Every day is different. I have a huge variety in my diet. So when I leave here, the first thing I'm going to have today is a smoothie. I have my smoothie in a car.
Okay.
And then I have some chickpea tuna in the car that I'm going to eat with crackers. I have some homemade banana bread that I'm going to have. Later on tonight, I think I'm going to make a pasta, I think. So I'm going to have a pasta tonight for dinner with red sauce and mushrooms and vegetables. Let's see. This week I've had quinoa meat tacos. I had like a 21 bean soup this week. I've had a big warm salad like with kale and sweet potatoes and tofu and spicy broccoli and mushrooms with a beautiful creamy cashew dressing. I eat a whole variety of things. Like my diet is very robust and delicious. Tacos, sandwiches, all types of things. So I think the belief that you won't have anything to eat, or that you got to eat the same thing over and over, is actually what most animal eaters do. They eat the same thing. Like, all you do is eat chicken, rice, the same things over and over. But when you come over here, you think you have nothing to eat, and it's just the opposite. Like, the plant kingdom is so vast, that there are a ton of options for you to consume. So I eat very well, very delicious. I look forward to my food. I don't feel deprived. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. But also, I've done the work to change my taste buds. So it's not attractive to me to like, I don't see like pizza, or I don't see chicken and crave it. I'm not longing for it. All I see is grease and oil. So I don't, because some people think you're just going to suffer.
Right.
Like, you're going to be in a room with cake and cookies, and you're going to just be crying yourself to sleep at night.
Yeah.
That's not what it is. Yeah. No, it's very much the opposite for me. But do you have to do the work to get there? Absolutely. Right. So yeah, if you were eating like Snickers and ice cream today, and the next day I'm telling you, like, just do a smoothie and like a veggie sandwich, absolutely there's going to be adjustment. Our taste buds have about a 14-day life cycle. So do you have to go through detox and withdrawals and retraining your taste buds? Yes. But then the biggest benefit is like the health of my body, the shape of my body. Like, let's be real, women, like, aesthetically, like your body, and then the insides, how my organs perform, the fact that, I'm still athletic, and most importantly, how my brain works. For me, running a company full-time, coaching and speaking full-time, your brain has to be extremely sharp, extremely, if you want to be at the top of your game in your industry. Absolutely. And so for me, that's worth the plants every damn day. Oh, sorry, can I say that? My bad. Okay.
It's one of the better ones.
I'm used to doing Instagram interviews. My bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's
we go crazy on there.
We understand. Yeah. So, wow, you got a load of information for us.
Yeah.
And we can't all cover it in 45 minutes to an hour. But is there anything you want to leave us with? Absolutely check out Miss Lisa's program, lisasmith.com.
LisaAngelSmith.com.
LisaAngelSmith.com. Anything you want to leave with our viewers, even a piece of information? You're giving them a lot already for free, so I don't want her to give away too much. She's giving us a lot of free game here, but she's got great coaching programs. Matter of fact, we were just on the call last week, and she gave me a piece of information that I've just been nonstop in my brain. She's like, lean out, and you'll be able to help out more. And I said, duh, less is more. I'll be able to optimize my what I'm giving to people, my services, because I'm not trying to do everything. Yeah. So absolutely excellent. Is there anything else you want to leave with us? Not rushing you off. You want to sit here and talk about plant-based lifestyles and whole food and fitness? We're here for another half hour at least, but we understand. Yeah,
well, no, if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. My next appointment is not for about an hour, but so 2 pieces of advice I would give is, number one, please eliminate the everything in moderation approach to life. Please, like, stop thinking. I want us to stop thinking that having a little bit of the stuff that's slowly killing us or that's slowly making us miserable is a safe approach. I want us to adopt a spirit of excellence in everything we do, right? And so I personally don't believe in moderation. I personally don't believe in meeting people where they are, and so I believe in helping someone to elevate their consciousness to come up to a higher level of thinking. But I don't believe in coming down where people are and saying, have a cheat meal every week because you earned it, or you deserve to have a little bit of the junk that gave you the disease that you're currently battling just because you exercised 4 times this week. No, have a spirit of excellence. And so I want us to prioritize excellence a little more. I want us to prioritize understanding the severity that we're facing when we're already diagnosed with something. Moderation is a privilege for those of us who have earned it through achieving optimal health. But if your body or your mind is compromised, if you're battling depression, anxiety, autoimmune, if you're on medication for something, if you're having stomach issues, like, you've lost your privilege of moderation. Now you have to do the hard work that you avoided when your body was giving you those signals. And so that's what I want to leave with people. It's like, we have to stop thinking that a little bit of crap is okay. Right. It's not.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Stop thinking a little bit of crap is okay. I like that's not,
that ain't even sophisticated. I got to get better. My passion be taking over.
And then what you said, you deserve the reward after you put in the optimal work and you reach the peak. Don't take, 2 steps forward now. Yeah, we get it. It gets stressful. You get the anxiety. It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But, you know, really try to make it to the peak, the next peak, before you say, I deserve a reward or a break.
Yeah, and even that the reward should start looking like my reward will be like for me. They're gonna hang up on this one, but
Okay.
for me,
You're not gonna hang up on Instagram.
for me, a reward is an all fruit smoothie.
Oh,
So
yeah.
right, like no, when I say like it, like so my smoothie that I'm gonna have this morning, that's my breakfast smoothie, that's like a meal,
Yeah.
has like spinach and cilantro, hemp seeds, ground flax, avocado, lemon, blueberries, banana.
Right.
Right. That's a like a meal with all of the fiber, all of the plants, all of the seeds in there. Right. I got ginger in there as well, and then it's made with no sugar added plant milk.
Right.
This one is cashew milk. So that is a meal for me. So, but if I want a dessert later, right?
Right.
For me, a treat is not going to be a vegan cookie or a piece of vegan cake. For me, it's like an all fruit smoothie. It's like a splurge for me.
Nice.
A smoothie that has like
Right.
3 or 4 types of fruits and no plants.
Yeah.
For me, that's a treat. Right, because it's all that sugar and no fiber and no whatever. So even my like treats and my splurges have elevated because my palate can't even take all of that sugar. My palate can't take all of the excess mucus that comes with dairy from ice cream and cake and ice, and like that stuff is trash. It's just complete trash. And so I don't eat it. I don't promote it. And for me now, all fruit smoothie is a treat. And I'm very proud of that elevation and that ascension of having done the work to work through a sugar addiction, because I was there, having done the work to retrain my taste buds to actually enjoy real food instead of needing processed food full of grease and salt and preservatives. And so now my treats are different. Like I told you, I'm having a piece of homemade banana bread this morning, right? So I'm still satisfying my sweet tooth, but the sweetness in my banana bread is just really ripe bananas. There's no honey, there's no maple syrup, there's no agave, there's no coconut sugar and all this nonsense that we're promoting as a healthy sugar. It's just we've gotten out of control with poisoning our bodies and giving ourselves permission to do it. I can't take it. And so now what I moderate looks different than most people. I moderate an all fruit smoothie.
Right.
Get on my level.
All right.
Let me
Get on
stop
my
acting
level,
up.
get
on
out.
here. Yeah, I'm just saying we gotta do better. We need to be sharper. We so smart, but it's all buried beneath fog and mucus because we can't think clearly because we're putting all this poison in our body, alcohol, smoking, everything. Nobody's exercising. Nobody's living with purpose. Everybody's unhappy at work. Like it ain't gonna work. You
Right.
can't be misaligned in your career and in your relationships and then still striving for optimal health. Like all the answers is not in the gym and in the kitchen. So we need to like really approach this thing with a whole picture and a whole person approach.
Yeah. And that's what it sounds like you're doing. You don't just start with, okay, go to the gym. Okay, change your diet. It's a whole, like you have to completely shift
What you
your
do for a
paradigm on
living.
what you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What brings you joy? Do you have adult play in your life?
Yeah.
Are your relationships, you're not talking to your sister? Let's fix that.
Yeah.
You beefed out with your mom, you got to fix that. Like everything impacts your body's ability to be at a point of homeostasis and balance, and for you to have a clear mind and clear head and good sleep hygiene. Like there's so many factors. But if anybody wanted to start today, start with what's on that plate.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
All right, one more and then I'll let you go. What
Okay.
is Farm to Table?
Oh, Farm to Table is my plant-based coaching program. Farm to Table is about 6 years old now, and it's where I initially started my ascent into this career. So I started my own plant-based coaching program where we don't believe in moderation. It's specifically for people who are battling chronic lifestyle disease, and so now we license it out to organizations and institutions, and but it is the program that I've used for many years to help hundreds of people adopt a whole food plant-based protocol to combat chronic health challenges. And it's probably, besides the certification, they run neck and neck, but those are the two most rewarding aspects of my career, of what I've created, to really help with my mission to improve the healthy life expectancy of people of color. And so it's been a beautiful journey using Farm to Table to watch people combat diseases that they haven't been able to do with their own physician for years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll leave you with that.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us, Miss Lisa Smith.
My
Feel
pleasure.
free to come on anytime you want.
Okay.
Reach out back to us to give us more information or let us know about an event you're putting on or
Yeah.
maybe a special you have with your coaching programs.
For sure.
Be sure to check it out at LisaAngelsmith.com.
LisaAngelsmith.com.